Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Now, we have been looking at top fives, like the top five best tanks, top five worst tanks, most popular tanks, and the most played tanks, etc. We're also now going to look at the same kind of thing, the top five worst tier 8 tanks. So this time we are looking at tier 8. Tier 8 is a very popular tier, to be honest. It's probably, other than tier 10, it might even be popular than tier 10. And that's because just the amount of premiums. It's the premium tier of Blitz. Like, tier 8 is definitely the premium tier of Blitz. So today we're going to look at the top 5 worst performing tanks from the last update. So coming in at number 5 at 44.3% win rate for the update, it is the SU-101. Now, to be honest, I'm not surprised that this tank is in that list. It's not like a bad tank, but it's a very difficult tank to play. It's got good DPM, it's got good alpha, it's got good speed. The armor is troll. It's not good, but it can be troll. But it does lack on a few things. Obviously, gun depression being one of them, and it could do with a little bit more armor. But number 5 on the list, I'm not surprised that this tank is in the top 5. Moving on to tank number 4. Now, this tank, I'm actually surprised at it being in this top 5, to be fair. Of course, it is the Chariot. Sorry, the last one was 45.1% win rate over the last 90 days. I read it from backwards to front. In fact, what I just gave you was the worst performing tank win rate. But the last tank, the SU-101, was actually 45.1% win rate. The same as this. The Chariot is also 45.1% win rate. Yeah, I'm surprised because it is a very good tank. I've made a video on it recently, especially with the new camouflage. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I love the tank mainly because, of course, it does have that HESH. And not many tier 8 tanks do have HESH. In fact, pretty much none. So yeah, I like the tank. In fact, I love the tank, but I do understand that it is a difficult tank to play for the normal kind of player. Those that don't like HESH, those that haven't really played it before, I do understand. It is a tough tank to play, but it is still a fantastic tank. I know you're seeing it as the worst performing, well, the 4th worst performing tank in tier 8, but don't be put off by that. If you haven't grinded the Chariot and you do like HESH, go and grind it, because it's definitely worth the grind. It's definitely worth to play, and also you can actually have fun with this tank. When you could do 453 alpha with that HESH, it really is very nice indeed. Again, like I said, I absolutely love the tank. I'm going to continue to love the tank, and the win rate over the last update will definitely not put me off. So moving on to tank number 3. Tank number 2 is the STA. Again, am I surprised? It's a little bit, you know. Again, it's a difficult tank to play, and it's got 44.5% win rate, the second to lowest performing by win rate in the entire of tier 8. Like, that's across everything. So yeah, it's clearly not performing very well. Armor, there's no armor whatsoever, so people will hate you. But the speed and the gun, I think, are actually really, really good, especially the gun. I think the gun is fantastic. So yeah, people are struggling in it, and they're going to continue to struggle in it. It's not really been a tank over the years that has been known to dish out the damage very easily, or get like high damage, or get a lot of wins. It's just one of those sort of average medium tanks. I wouldn't say that it's a bad tank, but I also wouldn't say that the tank is like really fantastic and well worth playing. Of course, I will say that it is worth the grind because of the tanks that you get in tier 10, the STB1, is a fantastic tier 10 tank. And any tank really lower than tier 10 is worth the grind, because ultimately you want to get all the tier 10s. That is what people play for. That's their main target, is to get every single tier 10 in the game. So all tanks are worth grinding, but of course some are better than the others, and this tank, yeah, it struggles. It does struggle, of course, to get the damage, and if you get caught out of position, then you could actually get completely ripped apart. But you can still have good games in it. I'm not saying that you'll never have a good game, because some people will have a good game, and some people will have a high damage game as well. I like the tank, but I don't think the tank is absolutely fantastic, and I'm not overly surprised at it being in this list. But I'm surprised at it being number 2. I really am. I didn't think it'd be that low, and we still managed to get a nice bounce there. What a nice bounce that was from a heavy tank in tier 8. But we do bounce him. That was a bit silly, but we are going to take him out, and we are actually going to get the victory. So yeah, that leads me on to the worst performing tank in tier 8. And it is the Indian Panda. As I said at the start, 44.3% win rate is the lowest win rate tier 8 tank in the entire game. All of these are actually tech tree tanks. I don't think there was any premium tanks in this list, which is a little bit shocking, to be fair. I thought there would be some premium tanks, but they are all tech tree tanks, so I'm not overly surprised that they're all tech tree tanks, but I thought there would at least be one premium tank. But the Indian Panda, again, it is a medium tank. It's a German medium tank. The armor isn't fantastic. The turret, I mean, frontally is troll, and you may get the odd bounce. I'm not going to say that you will get bounces, but especially from other medium tanks, if you are sort of in a hold down position moving, you may get the odd bounce. That's about it, really. It's not armor that you can really rely on. But DPM wise, I think the DPM and the gun are pretty solid. The speed, I think, is pretty solid. It's not the best, but it could be a little bit quicker. But yeah, I don't think it is a bad tank. And yeah, I am surprised at it being the worst performing tank when it comes to win rate. Again, it's not a popular tank now. It used to be a very popular tank in tier 8. But yeah, now, you know, no one plays it. No one plays the tank. Very rarely see the tank again, unless you are grinding. I've spoke about it before. I don't like the fact that all these lower tier tanks, the tier 6s, 7s, 8s, not so much 9s, but they're only ever played to grind. And it would be nice for people to play the tank because they want to have fun in the tank. So it would be nice to have more fun tier 7s, tier 8s, tech tree tanks that people actually want to play, even if they've got the tier higher, just to go and play just for the fun of it. So yeah, I'm surprised at a few of these in the list, but overall, nothing has really like wowed me in the list, apart from the Charioteer, really, but only because I absolutely love the Charioteer. But I do understand why some people are not performing in that tank, because it is a difficult tank to play. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you surprised at any of these top 5 tanks in this list? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I am meadsy69, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.